Welcome back to Horror Through the Decades. We've already covered 1979's Tourist Trap, 1989's Puppet Master, and 1999's Ravenous. Now we're going to do 2009 Zombieland. And yes, I did save the best for last. It is directed by Ruben Fleischer. First film. This was his first film. Knocked it out of the park first time. He went on to do 30 Minutes or Less, Venom, Zombieland 2, Uncharted. So he's kind of gone on to a pretty big career. Rhett Reese and Paul Wernick wrote it. They created the Joe Schmo Show. They wrote G.I. Joe Retaliation, all three Deadpool movies, Six Underground. They both of them together have done all of that stuff. Cast is Jesse Eisenberg, The Village, Adventureland, Social Network, 30 Minutes or Less, a bunch of stuff. Now You See Me, his terrible Lex Luthor in Justice League. Woody Harrelson. I mean, if you don't know who Woody Harrelson is, what are you even doing here? I can't even begin to name what he's famous for because there's just so much. Emma Stone, who's probably also in the same category as Woody Harrelson, but Superbad, The Rocker, House Bunny, Easy A, Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2, Birdman, Abigail Breslin, Little Miss Sunshine, Santa Claus 3, Rango, another zombie movie with that she did with Arnold, Maggie. Let's just get this out of the way. I've probably already given it away with what I've said so far, but this is in my top 3 zombie movies of all time, right behind Night of the Living Dead and Shaun of the Dead. And depending on the day, it might be number 1, it might be number 3. It really depends on how I feel that day. So they don't give any real names in the movie. They all just call each other the towns that they're from. Columbus being the Jesse Eisenberg character. The opening is great. It's even borderline iconic. He's laying out the rules as they appear on screen, and the zombies are chasing various different random people. It establishes the tone of the movie for being somewhat serious but very comedic at the same time. Set to Metallica, For Whom the Bell Tolls. It's a damn near perfect opening to a movie. I love when he says, Rule 1, cardio, and it's up on the screen. Or as the name of the actors come in, the zombies are running through it and the names are exploding. I'm not going to go over this movie scene by scene or the way I've done on the other ones because I don't want to ruin it for you. It's a disservice to you and the film if I just go around picking my favorite scenes, which of course would also be near impossible because I would pretty much just be quoting the movie for scene. If somehow you haven't seen this movie, as soon as we're done here, go find it and watch it. First off, I don't know how you haven't seen it. It's amazing. So like I said, it would be a waste to go over my favorite scenes because it would just be saying, I would be pretty much giving you 80% of the movie and doing a disservice by taking away, because I wouldn't be able to describe them near as well as they were all in the scene. I mean, you have Tallahassee on the hunt for the Twinkies. Like I said, not using the real names. I really enjoy the way that, throughout the movie, like as he's saying, rule whatever, it pops up on the screen behind him, or changes when he changes the rules. So there's just a few parts, there are a few parts that do get a little much, kind of take away from the movie a little bit. I mean, that's mainly though it's where you get the end with the Pacific Play ride, but even when you get to Pacific Playland, but the ride getting there is so much fun. It sets up a tone. It's over the top. I mean, the second movie, which I've seen it, I enjoy it. It's not as good as the first one, but very few sequels are as good as the original. I'm sure at some point we over at Pop Culture Roulette have done that episode. Whether it's on the old one or the new one, we'll have to redo it someday. This is worth seeing. It's I saw it in the theaters. And as soon as it came out on DVD, I bought it. It's one of the rare DVDs I bought at full price because I loved it that much. I can't recommend it enough. It's an easy entry into the zombie films. I mean, I don't it's just really good. It's funny, and that's even missing. I'm gonna give you a little spoiler here. The Bill Murray cameo, the one. It's a pretty sparse cast. It really only has the 4 people. I think Amber Heard shows up briefly in it, but I mean, for the most part, you've got 4 live people and then a whole bunch of zombies. I give it 5 out of 5 Twinkies. IMDb has it at a 7.6, which I think is really low. I don't understand how people... I looked through some of the IMDb, like, 1 stars, and I was like, these people are giving it 1 star because they have some sort of agenda, or they just can't handle the fact that people like it. They're being, intentionally anti just to, be a troll, I think, really. 89% Rotten Tomatoes on the critic, which is rare. The critics, A, love a horror movie, but B, love a zombie movie. Normally they hate this kind of stuff. So the fact that it's got an 89 critic is kind of amazing. Also rare for Rotten Tomatoes, the audience score is 86. Normally it's the other way around. Normally the audience score is almost always higher than the critic score. I find both of those to be a little low. And then, I've said it multiple times in other ones of these, normally Metacritic hates everything, but Metacritic gave it a 73. So this is the rare movie that Metacritic even likes. So like I said, I'll say it again because it's worth repeating. If you have somehow made it this far in your life and decided to watch a movie review of Zombieland and never having seen Zombieland, do yourself a favor and go check out 2009 Zombieland. It is, again, personally, top 3 zombie movie of all time. Well, this has been Horror Through the Decades for the year. Maybe we'll be back next year, maybe we don't. As a good sequel, you never know if we'll come back from the dead or not.